Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I have done, like daily vlog. Most of my last videos has been, DIY videos and this and that. But the last week of September, around September 18th ish, I decided I want to go see my sister for her birthday, and she lived in Pennsylvania, so I had decided to take the Greyhound instead of the plane, and one of the reasons was for cost saving benefits. But if I was trying to be really honest with myself, I would definitely say it was for more of the calmness and just sitting still and actually seeing the scenery around me. And I wanted to be able to just sit and just listen to music and look at just the creation of life itself. And I am not gonna lie, this trip definitely did not go the way I wanted to, but we did had multiple stops. Of course, if you ever take the Greyhound bus, you know that your stop is not the only destination. And I guess that was also the thrill of it. I wanted to see what other people cities look like, and so we stopped in cities like Florence. We definitely stopped at Fayetteville. We stopped at North Charleston, and of course, the first stop that I had to get off was Raleigh, North Carolina. And it was at that point that I realized that I was gonna fly back. And to be honest, if it wasn't for my best friend, I would have booked a hotel that night at Raleigh and then fly the rest back to Philadelphia. But since I was already not going to recoup the money that I paid for the back trip back home, I decided to just take the rest of the Greyhound back to Philadelphia. And you may ask, why was it for you? Well, it wasn't for me because I realized the sitting still sometimes can get a little bit too long, and it also started to affect some of my physical disability, and also the nose of it all, and some lack of etiquette when it comes to people traveling to public transportation, which I granted I should not expect that from everyone because not everyone is like you. So it was definitely a challenge for me. But did I regret doing it? No, I did not regret doing it because the view itself was beautiful. And then when I arrived at New York, I had about a 4 hour layover in New York before I had to take the Greyhound trip back down to Philadelphia, which was weird the way they had it set up because I had to go up to New York for me to go back down to Philadelphia, and I didn't mind. But being in New York definitely made me realize, even though it was only for a couple hours, that it's not for me. I'm not a big city kind of girl. I'm more like, give me a cup of coffee and give me a mountain view, and I will rejoice in taking a deep breath and actually look at the wonders of the world. But being in New York just wasn't for me. But I did stop at this little cafe and had a coffee with milk because they didn't have any caramel macchiato because it wasn't Starbucks, and of course a croissant. The cafe was really cute. It was in the morning and there was a lot of people in there. I was trying not to get too many people in the window view because again, I like to try not to put too many faces in my video. But I also didn't want to remove too many faces as well because again, I was in New York and we all know that New York is very busy, and if I was trying to remove everybody in the video, then I wouldn't have too much of a video for New York. But I did have a cool song. Of course, I had to take a selfie of it for my little thumbnail, but it was pretty good. I also texted a picture of it to my best friend because she had went to Disneyland and she was sending me pictures of food herself. So I kind of wanted to return the favor a little bit of sending her a picture of my croissant, of course. But yeah, I had this, and then After I had my croissant, I tried to walk around New York a little bit, but the bag that I had was slightly heavier than I expected, so I kind of cut it short, and then I went back and waited at the Greyhound train until my next train to head to Philadelphia.
When the windows get all steamy and wet, all cozy and snuggly is the way I get. I find myself wishing you were here in my Sunday atmosphere. 'Cause I'm feeling a slight bit high. So won't you come on over, baby,
Yeah, no, I'm going back home.
and get into my little Sunday barbecue. We're gonna get on, baby. Little Sunday barbecue. Little Sunday barbecue. I know.
I will definitely say the ride down to Philadelphia was beautiful, and I probably did pass it on the way up to New York, but it was nighttime, so I got to see it like in person, like in the daylight, and I would definitely say that it was one of the most beautiful stops ever. And then when we arrived to Philadelphia, I was shocked how many different kind of buildings that Philadelphia have. And if you guys watch my videos, I'm a big fan of architecture and anything interior designing, because that's actually truly one of my passion. And so the city of Philadelphia was really beautiful, and I just love the different buildings that they have. And it just really captured my breath. And at that point, when I saw a little tree, I thought just sitting down underneath that tree and reading a book would be wonderful. But I think the bus was in Philadelphia for only a short period of time before my stop actually arrived, and my sister ended up picking me up a little bit late. I'm not gonna complain. She did pick me a little bit late, but I did went actually and got myself one of them dragon fruit drinks at one of the Starbucks while I was waiting for her. There was a lot of part of my trip that I actually did not record because I was just soaked in the moment. So I was just like, oh my gosh. But while I was in the bus, I wasn't really doing too much, so I was able to actually record a lot of the stuff that I passed by. And some of you might be thinking this is not too interesting for you, but buildings has always fascinated me, and so I tend to record a lot of buildings when I go on road trips and everything.
Little Sunday barbecue. Getting warmer. Little Sunday barbecue. We're gonna get on, baby. Little Sunday barbecue.
Being around my family was definitely a moment, because it had been such a long time since I actually been around my sister and also my parents at the same time. And my niece and my nephew was just playing video games, and I love Malta. It's just one of those drinks that goes with everything. My sister ended up working a lot of double shift, but when she finally had a day off, we did went to IKEA just to browse through. I don't think she really had been to an IKEA before, so it was her first time being at an IKEA. and the kids just love it. And my nephew just loved being in IKEA, and like every little room that he went into when he saw the way it was set up, he was like, my dream, my dream, my dream. And it was a wonderful moment to actually spend with them. So I went with IKEA with my mom and my nephew and niece and my sister in the morning. And after we went to IKEA, we went to see Fantastic Four. And I would definitely say that movie is gonna set the path for Avengers, like for Marvel to really come back again. Because I definitely say that after Endgame, they kind of dropped the ball a little bit, and not because of the films, more of the way they dropped the films. Like I think they dropped 20 films on the Disney instead of actually dropping them in theater, and not actually get the excitement going for the fan to go sit in the theater and go watch the movie. But overall, I think the Fantastic Four will actually come back and bring Marvel into the game again. And so me and my sister, we just drove to Philadelphia again to go see the movie. And again, we had a little banter in the car. I asked her why she couldn't live in the city instead of where she lived at, which is funny because I don't even like being in the city. So I don't know why I even asked her that. But yeah. And then later on, me and my sister and my dad, we went to Top Golf, and let's just say I beat them because that's just the kind of person I am. I beat them at the game. So it was definitely fun to be around them. And my sister is not the best at actually golfing. So that was definitely fun as well. So on the last night in Philadelphia, it was just me and my sister. We left everyone at home. We left dad, we left mom, we left the niece, we left the nephews at home. And we just went and we had a girls' night in Philadelphia. So when we got to Philadelphia, like when we get to the city, when we started walking to get to the arcade game that we was going, we took the back side of everything. So it looked like everything was closed. It was like 7 p.m. and even when the lights were bright and shiny, everything just looked dead. And then when we got to the mall where the arcade game was set up, everything was just like closed, and the only thing that was open was the arcade and the movie theater. So we went and we played, Connect Four and Dance Revolution, and then we also tried to watch Downtown Abbey, the movie, and it wasn't for us. So yeah, we left. And then again, the next morning, I decided to fly back home. But yeah. So, I finally made it home. So, part of this trip, I took the Greyhound, and let's just say that I did not like traveling by the Greyhound. So I ended up taking the plane back, and so my ears will still have not popped yet. So it was 2 flights. Just made it home. It is currently 3:23. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I wanted to take more videos of different architectures that I liked and different scenery that I liked. So that's what this vlog was about. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye.